Create, Inspire. Crystal Stevens with Grow, Create, Inspire. Today I have this special guest with me, Dawn Combs, who's an herbalist. Mockingbird Meadows is her farm, and her book is Heal Local. Dawn, can you tell me, what is your piece of advice for beginning herbalists? What is the #1 thing that you think beginning herbalists should know?
For me, it's not tackling everything all at once. And a big mistake that I like to avoid, I think it's easy to fall into a trap of memorizing out of books. I think we often begin to learn plants by lavender for sleep, and valerian for muscles, and hawthorn for heart. And when we do that, we kind of get into a mentality of a this for that, and we lose sight of everything that the plant has available for us, and we lose sight of that we are complex and the plant is complex. So I really love to see people start with one plant, make it really personal, and have a relationship with it. If it takes a month, if it takes a year, I want to spend an entire month just getting to know sage really well. I ate it in my food, I made it into medicine, I planted it, I watched it grow, I harvested it. From the ground up, I really understood the plant. And so when I go to think about using it in somebody's body or my own body, that relationship is what comes into my head, rather than, well, I read once that it was supposed to be used for this. So that's probably my biggest bit of information.
What are your top 5 favorite plants that everyone should grow in their
garden?
I know it's a tricky question.
Oh, that's like, what are your favorite children? Some days I have favorite children. Some days I have unfavorite children. Sage, rose petal, just all list off the things that are really important for me to grow on my farm. I think sage and rose petal are big. I think nettle is really important. I love comfrey. Let's see, you said 5. Comfrey, sage, rosemary, rose petal, nettle, I said, and let's see. Chickweed. I take it back. Plantain.
Plantain. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And plantain is found in most yards, as long as you don't spray. You know. Would you suggest cultivating specific, like endangered varieties of plantain, or just forage it from the wild, ethically forage it from the wild?
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of getting things from your neighborhood, wildcraft where you live in your community. You have a bigger stake in the health of the community, both in the plant community as well as the people community, if you wildcraft or forage where you live. And sometimes that can be tricky because you live in the city. So
it might be
illegal or chemically tainted or something like that. So ethically wildcrafted for sure. We planted once this ginormous variety that was it's now strictly medicinal seeds, and it was really fun to grow because it wasn't a variety that normally grows where we live, and that was fun, but I tend to stick with something that's really native.
Wonderful, thank you. And one other question, for the future of Earth stewards, what do you think the most important task as Earth stewards, or people who have that intrinsic moral obligation to protect the environment, which one cause do you think is the most important?
Well, I don't know that I'll answer your question exactly the right way, but I'm very passionate about, I think you can get really tangled up in big issues, and I think you can alternately be impotent and feel impotent about things that are so huge and so far away. And they're huge things, and we should have voices and we should have concerns about it. But I see a lot of people that spin out of those big issues, and they forget that the only real impact that they have is in their neighborhood, in their backyard, in their community. And so I kind of often say that the real cause is, what are you doing in your community about it? If you feel that there is a wrong, if you feel that something's going off in the world, what program have you created in your own backyard? What are you doing for your neighbor? Do you know your neighbor? Do you know the plant that's in your backyard? Because if you don't start there, the big issues, you're not really making an impact anyway.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Dawn Combs from Heal Local and
Thanks for having me.
Mockingbird Meadows. Thank you so much, Dawn.